I want a different puff puff. Me too.
Okay, don't worry. I'll prepare something different and nice this morning. Today we'll be preparing a different type of puff puff. Don't go away because I'm going to unleash my superpowers. For this, I'll be using 3 cups of flour. Next, I'll add a 1/4 cup of sugar and a little bit of salt. And I'll add a little bit of milk, a spoon of powdered milk, and I'll stir the mix together. I'll stir our dry ingredients together. Okay, I'll also leave the ingredients in the description box. Next, I'll be cutting our curry leaf, onions, and fresh pepper. These are all going into our puff puff. The curry leaf is going to add flavor to the puff puff, a different kind of flavor altogether. The fresh pepper will make it spicy and it has a unique flavor also. It's that type of fresh pepper that has this unique smell, so it's going to make it wow. And the onions is going to make it very, very delicious. So I'm almost done cutting the pepper. Now I'm cutting the onions. Slice the onions into very tiny bits as much as possible. You don't want big chunks of onions in your puff puff, so I'm going to slice them into very, very tiny sizes. Okay, we are almost done with that. After slicing the onions into very tiny portions, next you start cutting your curry leaf. You also want the curry leaf to be very, very tiny in the puff puff. So we're done cutting. This is what we have here. We're going to pour it into the dry mix and then stir it together. Okay, so we're going to pour it into the dry mix and then stir it together. Mix it, ensure it mixes very, very well into the dry mixture. Okay, my superstars, so next we're going to get a bowl and we're going to pour a spoonful of yeast, and then we'll pour in warm water. The essence of pouring in warm water to mix the yeast is to activate the yeast. I realized that whenever I use warm water to activate the yeast before pouring it into my dry mix, the dough rises faster. In no time it rises and gives me good result. So now we are going to mix it. Okay, so right now the dough looks very dry, so we're going to add a little more water. You're going to add little more warm water from time to time until you have a consistent mix. Okay, so I was stirring all the ingredients together, it still looked a bit dry, so I added a little more water. Okay, and stirring. All right. Okay, so you have to mix, keep mixing your okay. So after mixing it, next you cover it up to allow the dough rise. Okay, so I left this for about 45 minutes. And after 45 minutes, look at that, my superstars. My dough had risen and filled the whole bowl. All right, so next you stir it. Okay, you stir your dough. All right, my superstars, as you can see, my dough is a bit stretchy. And now we can go ahead and fry. All right, so this frying part is something that most people are scared of when it comes to making puff puff. I was worried before now that I couldn't use my hands to get that perfect round shape, But no, you don't have to worry, my superstars. You can still use your spoon and have that perfect shape. All you have to do is drop it from the tip of your spoon gently into the oil, and once you have the perfect quantity, you lift up your spoon immediately. Okay, with practice you can have that perfect shape with time. So you don't have to stop yourself, you don't have to limit yourself because you don't have that perfect round shape. You can start, and with time you will learn and get that perfect shape. As you can see, the shapes of my puff puff in the oil do not look bad at all. They look very good, and I call them fun shapes. Yes, I have beautiful fun shaped puff puff. Okay, so allow it fry and turn the puff puff from time to time to ensure that every part of the puff puff is well fried. My superstars, what other flavor have you added to your puff puff apart from pepper, onions, and curry flavor? Please write it in the comment section, and please give me a thumbs up. Give me a thumbs up. Please hit the like button. Thank you. And let me know, will you be trying this? My superstars, this puff puff is trying me. It doesn't want to turn. Should I release Indaposki or Abido Shaker before it turns? Ha. Oh yeah, turn. Oh yeah, turn na. Well, friends, some of the puff puff were very stubborn. They refused to turn over and fry well, and the other parts were about getting burnt, so I had to gingerly remove all of them from the oil. Okay, so we are done frying our delicious puff puff. Here's what it looks like. Okay, so let me open it up. Can you see our pepper and scent leaf inside the puff puff? Our onions, our curry leaf, and pepper right there. Wow, this was so delicious. It was so delicious, and they loved it. Thank you for watching, my superstars. Till our next video, always remember that I love you. Mwah. Bye, lovelies.